Let's see how Kora integrates with the agent economy wallet. What is Kora? Kora provides high performance, secure signer delegation. By extracting the raw private key operations out of your TypeScript application memory and passing the cryptographic signing duties to Kora, you drastically minimize the surface area for a leaked API key or a malicious LLM prompt exploit. Furthermore, Kora acts as a central key pair. So this is the main functionality of Kora. Initially, we saw that by using the Kora Paymaster mode, we can be able to minimize the surface area for a leaked API key or a malicious LLM prompt. But apart from that, Kora acts as a central fee payer. With Kora paying the network gas fees, the dynamically generated AI agent wallet never need to be funded with native SOL just to interact with the broader ecosystem, making agent onboarding perfectly frictionless. So I'll go over to the illustration here, and we can see the gasless Kora flow. Assuming our agent has a balance of 0.00 SOL and it wants to perform an action, write memo basically. So it signs the payload and pushes it to the Kora Paymaster node. So our agent signs this, right? Then it pushes it to the Kora Paymaster node. Then it adds its own Paymaster signature. So there are two signers basically, our agent wallet and the Kora Paymaster node. But in this case, the Kora Paymaster node covers the network fee. So it pushes it to the Solana blockchain, the transaction lands, and at the end of the day, we have a success message saying that the agent paid zero gas fees. Let's see this in action. So if we should go to the quick start, we install the Kora CLI, which I've already done. Then the next part is to export your private key from Phantom. So you take your base 58 private key, right? Then you convert it to a JSON file. So it will be stored in the Kora standard or JSON. So this is what Kora would basically use to sign your transaction. Then you fund the signer. I already have some DevNet so on the wallet already. Then so the next part would be to update the core environment variables before we start the Kora RPC node. So I'll just copy this. So if I should go back to my editor, go to the okay, we can see that in the Kora folder, a Kora signer JSON had already been placed there when I ran this. Yes, so it is here already. I don't need to run it again. So if I should go back to the env, so this is the path to where the Kora signer is. Then the next part would be to run the Kora node. So if I should go over to my terminal and run this, we can see that the Kora node or the Kora server is started. Our TUI is run on the background as usual. The next part would now be to test this functionality. So if I should go to demo prompts where we have all the prompts needed to demo this whole system, and I go over to the gasless Kora integration. So the action here is to send some amount of SOL from our wallet ID to a recipient address. The transfer should be gasless via the Kora Paymaster node. Confirm the transaction landed and report the signature whether the agent's wallet SOL balance decreased by exactly this amount and the audit log showing that the gasless is true. So I'll copy this, go over to my agent here, I'll paste it. So let me send 0.05 SOL from from this wallet ID, which is that of my agent. So I've run this before, so I'm just basically copying the needed parameters to this address. So I got this address from one of the accounts on my Phantom wallet. We'll check it shortly to see the balance of this address. So this is what we are doing. We are sending 0.5 so basically. And if I should go back to my browser, Phantom wallet. So this is the address, and we can see here that it just have a balance of one so. So we should, by the end of the day, we should be expecting 1.5 so as the balance of that wallet. So I will run this now. So the pre-transfer balance is 0.0499. So let us see if this cashless transfer would work. Transaction confirmed, the cashless is true. So everything was complete, and we can see the success from this to this. The amount set was 0.5. The cashless is true. The fee payer is the Kora master node. Signature. We can get the signature from the Kora master node as is running later. We'll check that in a bit. So before transfer, we had this. After transfer, we have this. So you can see that exactly zero point 0.5 so was removed. The transaction fee or the gas fee or the sponsoring fee was done by the Kora master, which we'll check in a bit. So for now, let's go back to the Kora master node. We can see the sign and send transaction request and response. So the response was okay, and this is the signature. The signer public key is, so this is the signer. This is our Kora master, the one that has sponsored the transaction cost for this whole operation. You go back to the TUI and I go over to logs, so we can see and I check. Okay, let's observe Kora payments directly. So I'll press key and we can see exactly. So this happened like 2 minutes ago. The sole transfer was successful and it was gasless via Kora. So if I should go back to wallets and check my agent's wallet, you can see that exactly zero point 0.5 so was removed. So prior to this, it was around 3.549995, but now exactly 0.5 was removed, showing that the whole transaction was sponsored by the paymaster node. Now let's confirm all of this on the Solana Explorer. So I'll copy this transaction signature up till this point. Then I'll go over to the Explorer. And if I paste it here, okay, we can see that the fees was this, and it was sponsored by this guy. So this guy is, if you remember, it's the public key of our Kora paymaster of our Kora paymaster. Then we can see here that there are two signers, just like how I illustrated in the illustration. Two signers will sign everything. So we can see that the paymaster node signs and also our agent wallet signs, but the fee payer is that of the paymaster node. Yeah, and the amount transferred was zero point 0.5. So if I should check again my wallet, the wallet that is supposed to be that is the recipient. Remember we had one, but now it's 1.5. So we can see that this whole thing works. So moving on, let's see if we can try one more operation via this Kora stuff. So let's try gasless on chain memo via Kora. So if I should copy this, so we're going to write a memo. Um, okay, we're going to write a memo. So I'll pick the wallet ID from this guy because we're using the same wallet called my agent. So I'll pick it. Then gasless. Well, let's write something. Let's write something. Oh, gasless memo. Paid recently by my agent. So confirm the transaction was gasless and return the transaction signature. Let's run this. So the pre-memo balance is this guy, just like how we saw previously that this was the balance before. And the memo landed with the gasless true. Now pulling the post memo balance and audit log to confirm. Let's see everything. So everything was successful. We can see the wallet, which are agents, the gasless memo. This is the message. Then everything true. Everything was successful basically. Once again, we'll check the transaction signature in a jiffy. So before memo, it was this. After memo, it's this. Meaning that nothing, right? The difference is zero. So the whole transaction was sponsored by the paymaster, as we'll see in a short while. We'll confirm this from the TUI to see exactly what is happening. So you can you can see the sign and send request and response. We'll come back to this, and you can see that exactly it was exactly the balance we left it before the send memo action. So if we go back to the logs and okay, so we can see memo rights, cashless via Kora. This just happened a few minutes ago. So let's confirm this whole transaction on the Solana Explorer. So I'll copy this link down to this point again. So if I should go over to Explorer, okay. If I should go back to Explorer, so this is the result of checking the signature on Explorer. We can see the fee payer once more is this guy, and it spends this amount of so. Okay, so we can see the signers as well. So the signers are the Kora fee payer or the paymaster, and also our agent's wallet. You can see is the fee payer here, and of course memo program. So let's expand this to see exactly. Well, we can't read this, but well, we can check our account, which is the agent's account, to see the transaction that happened. So, so this is the agent's account on DevNet. Okay, found on DevNet. So I'll go back to DevNet. Okay, it's on DevNet now, and of course, this is exactly the balance we saw from the TUI and also from the agent's message. And this was the last transaction. So this is the memo. So let's check the signature of this to verify if exactly that memo text was sent is there. So okay, okay, the transaction fee was this, but not sponsored by the agent's wallet. So we can see the three programs that interacted, the master, our agent's wallet, and the memo program. And you can see gasless memo paid recently by my agent. So this is exactly the text we sent while we were while we were running the transaction.